Hey racers, welcome to the channel Race to Win. It is finally here. After almost 2 years, I have finally decided to make a tuning guide. Disclaimer, everything that I'm gonna explain here might change in the future. We never know because the game's physics keep changing every single update. So here is a tune guide for Apex Racer explained by me. After clicking on upgrade, click on tuning. So as of 2025, we have 6 divisions in the tuning section. Gearing is gonna be the hardest thing for anyone, and the remaining 5 are really basic if you compare them with gearing. I will be explaining gearing, but before that, the first tip that I'm gonna give you is practicing gear ratios by trial and error. Every hundredth of a number shown here can change your drag times by 1,000 of a second. Every decimal counts, so finding out the perfect number is gonna be hard, and the best way to find it is by trial and error. You have to be patient in order to tune. If you are going 6 seconds half mile, you can always squeeze it to 5.9. Let's say your fourth gear felt too long to shift, you can increase it by 0.01 and do a half mile. If it is still long, increase it by 0.01 and do it again to find the perfect point. Okay, so this is what the numbers mean. The lower the number, the longer it takes to shift through that gear. The higher the number, the lesser the time it takes to shift through that gear. You should remember this, like fix it in your brain. I have memorized this as the lower the slower and the higher the faster. And regarding the final drive, the lower the higher the top speed, the higher the number, more the torque, which helps in acceleration of the line. Anyways, the most basic thing in gear tuning, I'll teach you the OG curve tune and then you will understand the modern 5x5 tune. These factory tunes are basically the curve tune, but 2 years back the factory tunes were not that great and we had to make them by ourselves, and that helped us to gain more knowledge on tuning. The steep curve you can see on this stock R34 tune. The curve connecting the sliders gets narrower when reaching the final gears. The next gear should not be more than the previous gear, and the difference of this and previous gear should not be less than the difference of the previous 2 gears. For example, let's take the 5th gear. The difference between 4 and 5 gears is 0.31. It should always be lesser than the difference between 3rd and 4th gears, which is 0.38. Okay, now why is the 5x5 tune better than any other tune? I have told you earlier that increasing final drive increases the torque and helps you accelerate faster, so we max that out. And the first gear too, in order to increase the acceleration while wheel spinning. Because of this, the speed of first gear is gonna be really low and you have to shift really quick after your car launches. And now we work with the remaining gears. Comparing with the normal factory tune, you have lesser numbers to be doing trial and error with. You have to first start with a base number like 0.85 or 0.80, or for this car 0.90. Different engines have different RPMs, hence different tunes. For the LP8R, I personally prefer starting with 0.90 and then working on it with trial and error. And for Cobra DSR, something around 0.75. I actually haven't even tuned for Cobra DSR for like 4 months. And the next gear should be reducing in a specific pattern. Like in this example, difference between 2nd and 3rd gears is 0.25. Difference between 3rd and 4th is 0.15. Difference between 4th and 5th gears is 0.10. And 6th gear is my final gear for half mile. I adjust it so that the car almost reaches the RPM limit while crossing the line. You just need to keep practicing and understand the car by simply doing trial and error. And then you can make complicated tunes like this. The universal 5x5 tune did work well for a couple of versions of the game, but it is still slower than what you can actually make. Well, that was it about gearing. Now the ride height does affect your performance, but keeping it to the lowest is the safest and most common. Like sometimes your car needs to be like this to prevent from wheeling. The game's physics keep changing every 2 weeks, hence it is really hard to make videos like this. Stiffness, for now, it is best to keep it at 100%. But last year the best stiffness tune was to keep it at 90% stiff. drivetrain tuning as well. It keeps changing every update, but the best current ratio is 50-50. Balance should always be at downforce, and NOS, keeping it at 100% is the best and most common way of tuning it. But sometimes, if you want to squeeze like 1/100th of a second, you need to be precise with the NOS duration. Calculate that with how much time your car is doing in a drag strip, and you can place it there. Well, that was it regarding tuning. In order to launch properly, check out this video where I explain how to launch perfectly. And don't forget to keep racing.